Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to solve day 14 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 2784. Check if array is good. So very easy problem. In this problem you are given an integer array nums. We consider an array good if it is a permutation of an array base n. Base n means all the elements from 1 to n minus 1 exactly once and n appearing two times. So in other words, it is an array of length n plus 1. So n means array of length n plus 1, which contains 1 to n minus 1 exactly once plus 2 occurrences of n. That's it. So for example, base 1 means 1 plus 1 total 2 length array will be given to us, and in this 1 to n minus 1 all the elements exactly once, so that is just 1, and n is appearing 2 times, right? That's it. This is your output for this. Base 3 means 3 plus 1 4 length array given to us, and here n is equal to 3, right? N is equal to 3, so we have all the elements from 1 to n minus 1 exactly once, that is 1 to 2 exactly once. So 1 and 2 right here exactly once, and n last element this occurring 2 times, 3 3. So that's what, right? We have to return true if the given array is good, otherwise we have to return false. Note, a permutation of integers represents an arrangement of these numbers. Constants sizes, if you see, nums dot length is from 1 to 100 and nums of I values from 1 to 200. Okay, so very small constant size. Here I will show you two approaches to solve this problem. First approach is going to be very simple, that is just sort this nums array. So right now you have something like this 0 1 2 index and you have 2 1 3, right? So if you sort your array, you are going to get 1 2 and 3, clear? And 1 2 3 is at 0 index, 1 index, 2 index. So at 0 index you have 1, that is fine. At 1 index you have 2, that is fine. At 2 index you have 3, that is fine. But here you need one more element. At 3 index you need 3 again, then only this is going to return true, otherwise it is going to return false. So here, since the maximum element of the array is 3, right? Since the maximum element of this array is 3, the only candidate n for which this array could be the permutation of base n is n equal to 3. However, base 3 has 4 elements, but your array nums has exactly 3 elements, right? Therefore, it cannot be the permutation of base 3, that is this. So the answer is false. Let's see one example where it is true, right? Now see this example. At 0 index you have this, at 1 index you have this, at 2 index you have this, at 3 index you have this. Sort this, so you are going to get 1, 2, 3 and 3. Now at 0 index you have this, 1 index you have this, 2 index you have this, and at 3 index you have this, right? Here let's do one thing. First you have to do the sorting, and n is nothing but the nums dot length, that is nothing but 4 here. But instead of 4, just take 4 minus 1. Why I am doing that, I will tell you. So the here I'm creating one variable n, and n is nothing but the nums dot length minus 1. This is what I'm doing to calculate the value of n. Now see how this is helpful. Now I am going to run one loop from 0 to less than n. So less than n means 0 to 2 I am going to run one loop. 0 to 2 I am going to run one loop, and I will check if at 0 index I have I plus 1 value. I value here. So here I should have I plus 1. When my I is 1, then I should have I plus 1 value here. When my I is 2, then I should have I plus 1 value here. That's it. So as of now, everything is fine. So we are not going to return false. Now in the end, I will check if nums of 3 value, right? N is 3. So I can say nums of n value, it should be equal to n, right? Until here we didn't return false, and here in the end I will just return this part. If nums of n is equal to n, then return true. So here it is matching, both are matching, right? Nums of 3 is equal to 3, both are matching, return true, right? otherwise return false. So that's it. Let's write the code for this approach. But in this case we are doing the sorting, so because of sorting the time complexity is going to be of n log n for this particular approach. We have to optimize it further. So in the next approach I will solve this problem without doing the sorting. So here int n is equal to nums dot length minus 1, and here you have to run one for loop int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, and here I plus plus, and here you have to just simply check if nums of I is not equal to I plus 1. In that case you have to return false. That's it. If you still didn't return false anywhere, then in the end just check one more case. If nums of n value is equal to n, then return true, otherwise return false. That's it. Now let's run the code and see if there are any code issues. So see, all the test cases has been accepted, right? Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? But we are somewhere here, right? Now I want to solve this problem without doing the sorting, right? So how I'm going to do that? So that is also going to be very simple here. So let's take the same example. Maybe this is what you have in nums array 1 3 3 2, right? So this is your nums array, and nums array you have 1 3 3 comma 2. So here I am just going to count the frequency of all the elements, right? So first n is nothing but just take nums dot length this time. So we have n value equal to 4. Done. Now create one count array, and in the count array just store the frequency of all the elements, right? So 0 1 2 3, this is count array you are creating. Done. Then after that just iterate over your nums array, and here no value should be equal to or greater than n, right? N is 4, so here there should be no value which should be greater than equal to this n value, right? Otherwise we have to return false, right? So here I am going to now count the frequencies. So 1 is occurring one time, right? So count of 1 I am going to increment. Now 2 is occurring one time, and 3 is occurring two times. That's it. This is my count frequency array. Done, right? And there is no element which is greater than equal to n here, so we didn't return false yet. Now after that I will iterate over all the elements from 1 to n minus 2, that is 1 to 2. 1 to 2 I will iterate over all the elements, and for all these elements the frequency should be equal to 1. That is good. Done. And after that I am going to check the frequency of this last element. It should be equal to 2, right? Last element should be occurring 2 times, right? 3 3, right? So if it is not equal to 2, then also I am going to return false. And in the end, if we still didn't return false anywhere, then in that case we have to return true. That's it. This is going to be your approach 2. Let's write the code for this approach. Very simple. So here in this approach 2, I'm not going to do this, right? And here I have to iterate over all the elements in my nums array, right? Here you can use this loop, or you can simply use the enhanced for loop, whatever you want. So let's use enhanced for loop. So here what I will do, I will just write int a in nums, and here if a value is greater than equal to n, then in that case simply return false, and here count of a, just increment it. So here I just return count, I create the frequency array, right? Then after that we have to check if check 1 to n minus 2 appear exactly once, right? This is what we need to check. So what I will do here, how I'm going to check that? So I'm going to run one loop for int I is equal to 1, and here I is less than equal to n minus 2, and here I plus plus, and inside this I will write if count of I is not equal to 1, then in that case return false. Done. Now I have to check the last element. So check n minus 1 appear exactly twice, right? N minus 1 appears exactly twice. So here I will write if count of n minus 1 is not equal to 2, then in that case we have to return false. And if we still didn't return false anywhere, then we have to just simply return true. That's it. Now let's run the code. So okay, so here we didn't create the frequency array, right? So let's create that as well. So int count is equal to new int n. Now let's run it. So see, all the test case has been accepted, right? Now let's submit it. So in this case, the time compressed is just going to be of n. That's it, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. And if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys next video. Thank you. Bye bye.